There is a man who has slept on factory floors, coded through the night for years on end, and once said that if you're not putting in the hours, you are simply choosing to lose. His name is Elon Musk, and whatever you think of him, one thing is impossible to deny: his relationship with work is not normal. It is not healthy by most standards. And it is almost certainly the real reason he has built not one, but several of the most valuable companies on the planet. Today we're breaking down 10 facts about Elon Musk's work ethic. By the end of this video, you may not want to work like him, but you will understand why so few people ever get close. Fact 1. He believes in the simple math. In a commencement address at USC's Marshall School of Business, Musk laid out his entire philosophy in one sentence. If someone else works 50 hours a week and you work 100, you will accomplish in 6 months what takes them a full year. He calls this simple math, and he means it literally, not as motivation, but as a formula. While most people think about working smarter as an alternative to working harder, Musk has never separated the two. To him, hours are not the opposite of intelligence. They are the raw material intelligence needs in order to compound. Fact 2. He started his career sleeping on an office couch. Before Tesla, before SpaceX, before PayPal, there was Zipto, a small internet company Musk co-founded with his brother in the 1990s. They couldn't afford an apartment, so they rented a tiny office instead and slept on the couch inside it. They showered at the YMCA down the street. They owned a single computer between them, which meant the website had to run during the day and Musk would write code at night, once traffic had died down. This wasn't a story he tells for sympathy. He tells it as proof that discomfort, when tolerated long enough, becomes an advantage nobody else is willing to pay for. Fact 3. During Tesla's Model 3 crisis, he slept on the factory floor. In 2018, Tesla was in what insiders now call production hell. The Model 3 was behind schedule, investors were nervous, and the company's survival was genuinely in question. Musk's response was to move on to the factory floor itself. He slept there, on and off, for weeks, so he could personally track every bottleneck as it happened in real time. When asked why he didn't at least use a couch, he said the couch was too narrow. It's a small detail, but it says everything. He wasn't performing hardship for a camera. He was optimizing his own body like it was one more piece of factory equipment. Fact 4. He has described his workload as up to 120 hours in a single week. Most people can't imagine sustaining even 80 hours for a month. Musk has described stretches where his work he climbed past 100, and at its most extreme, past 120, which leaves barely enough time in the day for sleep once you subtract eating, commuting, and basic hygiene. It has been candid that this pace is not sustainable indefinitely and that it comes at a cost. But his answer to that cost has never been to slow down. It's been to decide the mission is worth the toll. Fact 5. He treats every company like a newborn child. Musk has compared running a company to raising a child, something that cannot simply be left unattended, even for a weekend, without real consequences. This is why he has, at various points, simultaneously run Tesla, SpaceX, and other ventures, often without taking a real vacation for years at a time. Most executives learn to delegate so they can step back. Musk has structured his entire identity around the opposite belief that if he steps back, the thing he built might not survive the absence. Fact 6. He didn't take a real day off for years while scaling SpaceX and Tesla together. There's a difference between working hard for a season and working hard as a permanent condition. Musk has openly admitted that during the years he was simultaneously trying to keep SpaceX and Tesla from collapsing, he went without meaningful vacations, sometimes for years at a stretch. He wasn't chasing a single launch or a single product deadline. He was operating in a state of ongoing emergency by choice because both companies were, in his words, close enough to failure that stepping away didn't feel like an option. Fact 7. He admits the lifestyle physically hurts him. This is the part most motivational content leaves out. Musk hasn't just admitted to working extreme hours, he has admitted that it damages him. He has spoken about the physical toll on his body, describing pain that affects things as specific as his hearing and the ongoing stress on his heart and brain. He doesn't dress this up as a badge of honor. He describes it plainly as painful. The fact that he continues anyway is not evidence that the pain isn't real. It's evidence of how much more he fears the alternative, watching something he built fail because he wasn't there. Fact 8. He says he actively seeks out negative feedback. Most people, even hardworking people, build small walls around their ego. They want feedback, but not too much and not too honest. Musk has said the opposite is true for him, that he deliberately asks for critical, even harsh feedback, because flattery doesn't build rockets that don't explode on the launch pads. This is arguably a hidden ingredient of his work ethic that gets less attention than the hours. Working relentlessly on a flawed idea just gets you to failure faster. Musk pairs his hours with a willingness to be told constantly that he's wrong. Fact 9. He believes doing the unglamorous work himself is non-negotiable. In an early interview, Musk told entrepreneurs to be prepared to do all sorts of jobs and tasks you might not wish to do. He wasn't talking about strategy meetings or investor calls. He meant the tasks most founders outsource the moment they can afford to: sweeping floors, checking welds, reading customer complaints line by line. Musk has walked factory floors inspecting individual machines himself, long after he had the wealth to never need to again. His logic is simple: if you don't understand the smallest part of the machine, you can't fix it when it breaks, and something is always breaking. Fact 10. He's tied his own compensation directly to performance most people would call impossible. In late 2025, Tesla shareholders approved a new compensation package for Musk worth up to $1 trillion, but only if the company hits a series of extraordinarily ambitious milestones. He didn't ask for guaranteed pay. He tied his entire reward to targets most analysts consider almost unreachable. It's a pattern that has repeated across his entire career. Instead of protecting himself with safety nets, he keeps building structures where the only way to win is to outwork the scale of the goal itself. So what do we actually do with all of this? It would be easy to walk away from these facts thinking the lesson is simple: work more hours, sleep less, sacrifice everything. But that's not quite the takeaway, and Musk himself, in quieter moments, has warned people not to copy him exactly. The deeper lesson isn't about the number of hours. It's about what those hours are pointed at. Musk works the way he does because he has convinced himself, rightly or wrongly, that the mission cannot survive without him. That kind of intensity, sustained without a mission that large, usually just leads to burnout with nothing to show for it. The real question this video should leave you with isn't, should I work 100 hours a week? It's this: is there anything in your life right now that you believe in enough to sacrifice comfort for? Most people never find out because they never let themselves work hard enough, for long enough, on one thing to find the edge of what they're capable of. You don't need Elon Musk's bank account to borrow his standard. You just need to stop negotiating with yourself about how much you're willing to give to the thing you say you actually want. If this video pushed you even a little, that was the point. Subscribe to Rise with Facts for more breakdowns like this one, and let us know in the comments which one of these 10 facts hit you the hardest.